that's the whole goal, the whole point, the whole purpose. So it's going to happen. You can't, there's no way around it. You have to do that work.
Right. I agree that you absolutely do. I mean, that's the whole point. What do you think about, so actually two things. I want to ask you kind of a funny question because your twin flame is over there. So, here, if we're both here on Earth, so you have the push and pull. I don't completely subscribe to that, but the push and pull or the fighting, whatever. So do you ever get into arguments with your twin flame?
Well,
I know this is really woo-woo. Some people out there going like, what are those ladies talking about? But I'm just curious.
I'm like the queen of weird and woo-woo. Okay, I get it. But do we ever get into arguments? Absolutely. I don't know of a relationship that exists where you don't have some kind of disagreement. Now, does it mean that we yell and scream and fight or whatever? No, not necessarily. I can't think of any existence or any point in our existence together where that's actually happened. But do I call him a name? Yeah. Like when he first came to me, I was like, "Why me? It's expletive. I hate you. Why are you doing this to me? I just leave you alone." And yeah, he took it. So now he gets a little bit of revenge every now and then. But
it's been a lot of years now. Did you have you were already spiritually awakened when he came, correct? Okay, because so when my twin came, I was not spiritually awakened. I don't know, mine's a whole story, but I'm going to change gears just a little bit here. What do you think is the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate? And I know that's heavy. I know we only have a few more minutes here, but go for it.
Here's my simple explanation that I always use to answer this question. A twin flame, you only have one of. A twin flame is your equal on a soul level in every way. You only have one, okay? Soulmates, you have a multitude. You could have billions of them at any given point, okay? And the reason they're called a soulmate is because they match the vibration of your soul that exists with you and your twin flame. So your twin flame comes in and makes the mess, turns everything upside down, knocks stuff over. It's like it looks like a total, the day after a huge, gigantic party. Your soulmate comes in and helps you clean it up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So that's how I've always sort of explained it, because I mean, there's more to it than that. But the bottom line is your twin flame, when you come into contact with one another, you meet one another, that evolution starts to continue at a deeper rate. And so sometimes it feels like a roller coaster ride. There's ups and downs and ins and outs, and you don't know what to do. And then sometimes you just need somebody else to help you through it. Enter a soulmate. When I started on this, I had nobody. And then the further I got on this journey, the more people started showing up and going, "Wait a minute, tell us about this twin flame thing, because what is this?" Mm-hmm. Then I started having soulmates to help me get through it.
I find that interesting what you said about how your twin flame comes into your life and then the soulmate cleans up the mess, or almost like you go through certain lessons with the soulmate, which would really go with what you said earlier about the twin flame being on the other side. So it's almost like they don't participate in that. They come, they drop the lesson, they drop the spirituality of it all, whatever the gift is. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to hand you over to this person and you're going to go learn those lessons. And when it ends, let me know.
Right. I worked with someone one time who described it as that her twin flame came and dropped a spiritual H-bomb.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, perfect. So, and that's not to say that it's terrible. It's not supposed to be hard. People will want to say, well, they'll want to make it hard. But it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be whatever you want,
What I always take issue with is when someone or when I hear a lot of people talking about twin flames and it goes into the abusive lane, or the extreme fighting, or the extreme, he's my twin flame or she's my twin flame, but she's cheating, he's lying. And I'm like, I think that's a karmic. We can't say it's each person's journey. But what I have seen is if it's a true twin flame, you don't have that. But they might bring in the soulmate where you will experience all of that. But I don't believe that they put you through all of that, because the love is so pure. Yes, you have that argument, like I had said, when you're trying to grow and you're breaking out of your, the onions are peeling back and you're breaking out of your shell. I do think you can have that angst against your twin, like, I can't go, especially if they're on the other side. I can't go there. I can't go there. Okay, fine. I'll do it. But I think that's as far as it goes. Once you start getting into lying, cheating, abusing, I don't necessarily believe we're dealing with the twin flame. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Here's what I say to this, because I actually write about this. There's a whole subchapter in here in my book about it. Your twin flame is exactly the same as you are on the soul level and messes you pretty parallel in your existence, okay? So why would there be any need for your twin flame to harm you in any way? If you're with someone and they, abuse you in any way, physically, emotionally, sexually, etc., that is not your twin flame. If they, cheat on you or treat you terribly in any way, shape, or form, there's no way that's your twin flame, because it doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't evolve the soul. There might be a lesson in there somewhere, but I don't know what you would learn from a situation like that, to be honest, other than to try to help yourself get out of it, and learn to not maybe put yourself in that situation. I'm not really sure what the lesson would be there, but it doesn't evolve the soul. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if it doesn't evolve the soul, it is not within the confines of the twin flame relationship. It just isn't.
Right. I completely agree with that. And I want to take it a step further, because I know people are out there going to say, well, but not everyone's perfect and everybody has flaws and they are cheaters. And what I think is eventually we all do have a twin flame, but we may not have one right now. And that person who is abusive or is cheating or lying, they may not have, now I'm not an expert, they may not have evolved to the point of having a twin flame. That hasn't opened up to them. And then when they do evolve out of that part, you reincarnate however it works, and then you move into you're ready for the twin flame connection, and then you start that journey, because we live forever, essentially, usually. But that's a whole other subject. We're not going to go there.
Yes. But I get what you're saying, especially when it comes to like karmic relationships and things like that, where, sometimes karma is repaid in the worst way possible. But I maintain, if it is your twin flame and you have come together, there has to be some point of soul evolution where when you come together, you realize that it is not beneficial to yourself, to your twin, to your soul path to continue on an abusive.
I agree. 100%. I agree with that, and that's my belief as well. That they can't be a twin flame for you. Now they can still have, say, they're passive aggressive. They might have you know what I mean? They might, if you're passive, if you have the same type, they will still be like that. But you can be passive aggressive without it taking it to extreme. You know what I mean? They still keep their personalities. They can still be sarcastic and funny, but you know, I don't think that ever leaves. I think we stay who we are.
Oh, definitely. In my work as a medium, that's one of the ways that we prove, and I know that you know this. One of the ways that we prove the continuity of life is to actually share personality traits, likes, dislikes, favorite sayings, etc. Like that. That stuff continues. So it's the same goes along the lines of your twin flame. If they're on the other side, or even if they're here, it doesn't matter. They are who they are on a soul level, and that is the exact same as who you are on a soul level. So it's really hard. That was the hardest part for my brain to get, is that it doesn't matter what we look like in our happy little physicality. All that matters is that little part inside of you.
I don't know. My twin flame better be good looking over there. That's all I got to say.
Well, I kind of think we're all beautiful when we get over there. We return to who we are, our soul. So, but all that matters is that your soul is just along for it's being housed in this body so it can learn and evolve, and that's all that matters. It's a long time to learn.
Okay, so I have a controversial question for you that, there's 50-50, people go either way. So your twin flame, twin soul counterpart, whatever you want to call it, were you one split apart, or were you two came together as one? Dun, da, da, da.
Dun, da, da, da. Okay, yeah, this is like crazy. Okay, here's how it was explained to me, and here's how I've learned. A soul is created by infinite intelligence, divine intelligence, God. Insert your moniker here. Okay, a soul is created. It has the same divine DNA, same blueprint. Then it's divided. It's not like cutting an orange in half, because when it's separated, it becomes two complete souls, because each soul has divine, divine white universal energy, and then masculine and feminine energy, and the same soul blueprint. So, by the way, that's where we get 1111, because the 11s represent divine feminine and divine masculine in each soul. Anyway.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that in your book? Did I miss it? I gotta reread. I gotta reread the book.
It is. But so no, they're not. It's not like a soul was literally split in half, and I only get half of the divine chromosomes, and my twin Chico only has he has the other half. No.
So so it's. Are you talking about an oversoul?
No.
Okay.
No. It's literally, when it splits, it's split into a complete soul.
So what was it before?
It was one.
Okay.
And it contained all of the stuff that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it, like for example, if I take a box of cake mix and I divide it into two bowls, it's still complete cake mix, even though I split it apart. Terrible analogy, but blame my guides, okay? Terrible analogy. So it's still complete.
Is it vegan? Anyway, I digress.
Yes, actually, it is. But the important thing to remember is that the reason why they're complete is because they still contain the same amount of energy that is necessary for a soul to actually exist.
Got it.
So that way, we don't, So that's why the soul recognizes its mate. That's why it's not gender specific. That's why, my twin flame could actually reincarnate as my dog if they wanted to.
That's a whole other subject right there.
Oh, yeah.
Or that's, yeah, for sure. Interesting. I always, we'll have to discuss it more because I always subscribe to the theory that we were two souls because of free will and that eventually we decided to become one. But that doesn't mean I'm right. So,
I have learned, very important. There's no right or wrong, and no one can tell you what's right or wrong when it comes to twin flames because it's your soul.
Right. Absolutely. So, absolutely. And it's nice to hear both viewpoints because people who's ever listening, everybody's coming from a different place. However, we only have a few seconds left, about 30 seconds left. So I want to make sure everybody knows where to find you.
I'm also on social, Facebook, Insta, and TikTok. And my website is lesliesampson.com. And
that's just so you know, it's LeslieSampson.
Correct. Yes.
And she is a medium, a psychic. You can find her on my website as well. I have her there, and her book is there, and her book is also on Instagram, Amazon. You can find her book there, and she is, can I say, you may or may not be writing another book?
I
am. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone for listening, and thank you, Leslie, for coming. Hopefully you will come back and we will discuss more, and I'll see you on my YouTube channel. Absolutely.